Hello everyone and welcome back to Farming Simulator 17 with your host, Hard Truck One. Hello everyone. Welcome back to the farm once again. So unfortunately I did things a little bit different for this episode. Between last episode and this episode, I've gotten all the fields planted. Of course, we did field 31 together. I then went over here and started on field 4 while I ended the episode. Then I went over and did field 6. Now, we're not going to go back to field 6 because field 6 is completely planted. And the reason why I did that is because you'll notice up there at our little clock, it says 3 of late spring. And the reason why I did that, the reason why I rolled time forward off camera, is because we have to get corn in the ground here pretty soon, or otherwise we're going to be losing our. Oh well, we can start planting corn right now. It's a little cool, but I don't think we're going to have too much crop leaves. I don't think we're going to have too much damage on those. Being that it is the beginning of the planting season for corn. We could wait I could wait one more day and then plant it on the first of summer, but I'm thinking that that's not going to be enough growing time. So we're just going to go ahead and plant it now. I have the planter around over here. You know what? I ultimately run the wrong way. It should actually run down and around, but so I have the corn planter all set up. It's all seeded up and all fertilized up and everything. There's one thing that we've got to do first before we go plant the corn is I've got to go get a fertilizer. I've got to go get a fertilizer spreader, and so that we can go fertilize the 3 fields that I just got done planting. I didn't realize that this did not have the fertilizer tank at the same time. It's just got the grain, the seed thing, and that's open again for some reason. I don't know why. But anyway, yeah, that's what we got to do there. So let's go ahead and go ahead and go buy this. And see, and this is why I left this much money is in my account, because it's like now, it's like, oh, I forgot a fertilizer. Let's go get a fertilizer. 24, 24, 12. This holds more than that. I think we're just gonna need this one. Yeah, because it's either that or we get a sprayer. The problem is let's see, 15, 28, and this is 36. Well, we're not gonna buy that one too because we don't have the money for that one. I think we're just gonna go with a fertilizer spreader. So let's just go ahead and buy this little guy. Buy it. Okay. All right, let's grab the smaller John Deere, not the little John Deere. We don't have a little John Deere. And you know what? I'm just gonna go out this gate, so we're just gonna open this gate. Go. Let's go grab the tractor. We should not need a... We shouldn't need a, front weight with this little tractor. So as you can see, the crops are already starting to grow. There is crop damage on the wheels, so, but I think at this early stage, I don't think we're gonna get that. Anyway, I'm pretty sure we're not gonna get that, so, and if we do, it doesn't matter. I mean, we're probably gonna have enough, we're gonna probably get a lot more off of it anyway. And I got to thinking, I mean, really truthfully, I mean, there are a lot of places to take and mow, so if we don't have the grass, if it kind of seems like we're not getting the grass, enough of the grass, I mean, we can always come into town and mow the fields and everything, or mow the people's yards and everything to get grass. Baling it, on the other hand, and picking it up with the tractor might be an interesting, or with the trailer, might be an interesting thing. Alright, let's head on back to the farm. We'll fill this guy up. I might have to move the seeder out of the way to fill this guy up. And then we'll go, we should be able to go fertilize all the different fields quickly. Then I'll hop in the, the seeder, and we'll seed, we'll probably, depending on how long it takes us to fertilize, I will either seed 2, because 2 is actually a lot narrower, a lot easier field to seed, or we will be able to seed 5 or seed number 1 here. But I'm not quite sure about either one. All right, so we go to the second bridge. All right. Go. And I'm wondering if I can just take and swing around right here. Oh yeah, perfect. Hauling it out in buckets, I guess. You know what? That's a lot of money. Let's take it up to about 2,000. There we go. Let's go try that. Oh, that was only 3,500 in fertilizer. That seemed like a lot more. It really seemed like it was a lot more. 28 meters, so we're going to be way the heck out here. The camera. Camera's not going to move. Alright. Okay, cool. We don't have any crop damage whatsoever. And that's what I was kind of wondering. The camera's a lot wider. A lot wider than what I had. spray. Guess I could quit fertilizing the road. And I do apologize, I am actually kind of, I am paying quite a bit of attention to this, because I don't want to overspray, I don't want to underspray, and, you know, and all the other good junk, so. Spin around on here, we're going to overspray a little bit there. I'll just go ahead and spray the top as well. Alright. Catch this little patch right here. I know what a lot of your people are. I know a lot of people are thinking, well, why don't you use the Why don't you put the GPS mod in? Well, I don't necessarily don't. It's not that I don't like the GPS mod. It's just that, let me tell you what. I have been farming. I've been farming for a long time with equipment that does not have, that's, you know, doesn't have, I mean, and this is in real life, not in the game, in real life. In real life, we have 3 or 4 tractors that they do not have GPS. They are not capable of having a GPS system in them, really, or on them, I should say, because a couple of them they don't have cabs. We have one that has a cab, and the other 3 of our tractors don't have cabs. So there's no way for them to have a GPS mod on them at all, or to have GPS at all on them. Darn it, I missed it again. So that's one of the things. And the other thing is I'm a firm believer that even in a video game, if you don't actually interact a lot, I mean, let's take it like this. I am doing this whole play session, or this whole season. Oh, sorry about the lag. It'll subside in a minute. There we go. I'm a firm believer that if you play a video game, let me put it this way. If you play a game like this, and let's say that game has something like the GPS mod, and it has it in such a way that it's fairly easy. You just tap a button, you tap two buttons or 3, depending on how immersive you want to be. And there you go. I mean, that's basically your farming. You're sitting there watching your tractor go up and down these lines. And the only thing that you do is turn it around at the end and everything. To me, it's a lazy man's way of playing a video game, because it's like you're making the video game do pretty much everything you want. You're making the video game do pretty much everything. So, to me, that is not really an immersive style play for me. So it's like, if I had the GPS mod in here, and it's like, okay, I'm gonna just set it, and then I just sit back and watch with you guys the tractor pretty much do all the work, and all I have to do is just turn it around at the end. To me, I don't like that. I like actually physically driving my tractors, working the farm, working the fields, you know, making the mistakes that you know, everybody knows that, you know, sometimes you make and everything. And I like playing that way. I like, okay, it's like I'm gonna turn around, I'm gonna turn here, like, oh, I gotta go over a little more, or it's like, whoops, I went over too much, or, yep, see, I didn't even go over far enough to catch all that, so now I gotta do a little overspray to get all that. So, to me, that is, you're playing the video game. If you're only there to take and just, you're not really there to take and play the game, but you're there to say that you own the game. I mean, I'm okay with that, but that's just, I need to take and state that it's like, well, that's not my style of play. And I know there's loads of people that would agree that sometimes that style playing is just plain and simple boring. I mean, let me take a game that actually is on the verge of that. American Truck Simulator. And yes, I know I'm playing a farming sim, and so American Truck Simulator shouldn't be a thing. It shouldn't be compared to a farming game. But let me tell you what, that truck simulator has more in common with what I just said than any other simulator out there. American Truck Simulator, if you don't watch, you will actually get to a point where it's boring. Unless you're a dedicated truck, unless you're a dedicated, truck simulator guy, it's basically just what I've said. What I've said about this game is you will be completely bored with this game, going up and down, watching a tractor follow a line. It's the same with the American Truck Simulator. A lot of people buy the game going, oh, this seems like a really cool game. It is a really cool game. But you have to be very careful. Why is that on the ground? I just realized why that was dragging. But you have to be very careful, because if you don't pace yourself with American Truck Simulator, you will actually get bored of it. And I know a few other people that have pretty much done that. They've played and played and played and played the game until they are pretty much sick of it. And really, truthfully, I mean, the makers, I'm not going to go into too much detail with that game, but the makers of that game probably should have waited to push their content out for it. But like most content creators, they are pressured by, other bigwig companies and stuff and people that have, a lot of time and effort invested into it. And what happens is pretty much they get a very bad game. Now, I'm not saying that ATS is a bad game. I'm just taking and saying that the creators of it, either the creators of it should have either waited to release it or something else. but that's kind of a different story altogether. But on this game, I mean, yes, it's 2 years basically between releases. I mean, case in point, you have Farming Simulator 11, Farming Simulator 13, Farming Simulator 15, this one, Farming Simulator 17, and now they've got the new one, which is Farming Simulator 19. Although, you know, they are doing very well to keep each one of their updates is a better version. But the problem is they lack. Sometimes they exceed in certain areas, but they kind of lack. They start lacking in other areas. Case in point, and I've brought this up in Farming Simulator 15 as well, is the older game Farming Simulator 13, 2013. It actually, for you to understand exactly what I meant, you'd have to go back to, I believe, one of my 13. I think I recorded a video of 13 way back. It was on a computer that was pretty bad and everything, so it might look a little weird. But I believe there's a place on there's a video that has a section in it that I'm combining a field, and I'm being able to raise and lower the head of the combine while the body of the combine is selected. If you can see down in the little corner by the miles per hour, if you watch, you see that shift back and forth? Well, on 2013, you could have it setting like that, and you could press the V button, which is on the keyboard, which is the raise and lower implement, and you would raise and lower that implement. It didn't matter what vehicle you were actually on. If you were on a combine, if you were on a corn header or a corn chopper, if you were on a tractor like this, you press that button, the implement, no matter what it was, would be going up and down, up and down, up and down. Okay? But I've noticed between Farming Simulator 13 and Farming Simulator 15, and I just went the wrong way. Kinda, sorta, I think I can go turn here and go down. Okay. But anyway, between those two implements, or between those two games, this function, wow, it's really rough back here. I need to have a blade go through here. Wow. Okay. Remind me not to go that direction again. Yeah, but anyway, that would be the problem, is you couldn't go, or in between the two videos, or in between the two versions of the game, 2013 and 2015, that functionality got lost. And I see that it's actually gotten even further lost in this version. So to me, really truthfully, that is a feature. To me, that is a feature that, you know, that should have never gotten lost in the first place. So, all right. So we're gonna go start on field 2. I just hopped over the tractor. Oh. I think that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go start on field 2. Probably about halfway or a couple swipes through field 2. I'm probably gonna have to end the episode because, like I said, I'm trying to keep them I'm trying to keep them as low as short as I possibly can. So 30 minutes is roughly about what I'm going to be filming, basically. And well, as you can see by the video counter, it's up to 25 minutes, so that's only about two, maybe even 3 swipes up and down the field, and then I'll have to call it quits. But anyway, let's see what we can do in that time. We'll get our planter set out, and I'll probably just start on this side of that field. Alright, so we're going to be planting corn. Turn it on. And away we go. Here we go, we're planting corn. So anyway, after these fields are planted, I'll probably roll time forward to just, well, maybe not even just about ready to harvest. I'll probably roll time forward to about the middle of summer, because that'll be about when the grass is probably high enough that we could do a cutting off the grass. And then, whoa, that was kind of a wonky steer. Wonder why that was so wonky. But anyway, I'll probably do that. Then once we get some, when we get some hay mowed and teetered and baled and put up, then I'll continue time until it's ready to harvest. And then we'll get our harvester out and start harvesting. The same turning, yeah, it has the same turning. Well, it has kind of the same turning pattern. May have to swing out and around. But anyway, yeah, it's getting about that time. I do want to. I'm going to pretty much finish these fields off camera, and like I said, I'll probably roll time forward until the middle of summer, and then that way we can, like I said, I can get some grass mowed. I mean, there's plenty of grass around. I mean, I could probably even start mowing the grass right now, probably, if I wanted to. But anyway, I think this is probably a good place to end the episode. So I do hope you enjoyed this little episode. We did a little bit of fertilizing, and plus we're doing a little more planting and everything. This will be the last part of the planting. We'll work on getting I'll work on getting these 2 fields planted, and then hopefully in the next episode I will have time. Well, you know what? In the next episode I'll probably roll time forward with you guys, so you can see what happened. So you can watch what happens and everything. And this is where this little bit of money comes in handy, is because with the seasons mod, since it takes so many days for any field to grow, then you have a very, very limited amount of time to do stuff, and then you have, well, it actually depends on, you know, the days. Like I said, the days here. I mean, you have, I'll show you. So you have anywhere from 3 days. Okay, so season length is 3 days. You got 6 days, 9 days, 12 days, 15 days, 18 days, all the way up to 24 days. That's a little much for this. So we're going to go back to that, and actually just going to hit the back button. That shouldn't change anything. Nope, it didn't change anything, so we're good. So anyway, and the reason why the mouse keeps popping up is because of the interactive controls in the inside of the tractor. But anyway, so I'm rambling. All right, so in the next episode, we'll start rolling time forward until we can start doing some regular field work, or like I said, mowing and stuff, so we can get some hay and stuff, some grass and hay put up for winter for cows and sheep and horses, or cows, sheep, and pigs for next year. So anyway, so I'm Hard Truck One. This is Farming Simulator 17, and I'll see you in the next episode. Laters, everyone.